What's going on, guys? It's your boy Triple G coming back with another video. Today, guys, we are going to discuss a good topic. Is Diablo 3 and Diablo Immortal class system very similar? Can you gauge it one by the other? Would you choose some of the same classes as you did in Diablo 3 with Diablo Immortal? If you guys are interested, stay tuned to the video, guys. For those of you guys who are new to the Diablo series, let's take a little trip in time here. So in 1997, Diablo was actually released, right? And it was an epic game, super enjoyable. Everybody loved it. Went in the console, everything. I mean, it was a big deal. In 2000, Diablo 2 was released, and Diablo 2 was a very, very good game. It was a hit. And then there was a follow-up game in 2012 of Diablo 3, which had some mixed reviews and still does kind of to this day. However, it is in its 10th year anniversary. But in BlizzCon in 2018, guys, they announced that there would be a mobile version, and it was a super big topic. Everybody was into it, and it's went through a lot of betas, right? And, you know, people are mixed feelings about console PC games coming to mobile, but it came to mobile and it is going to be released June 2nd. We do know that Diablo 4 will be released hopefully sometime in 2023, if not late 2022, but let's not hold our fingers. It's going to be 2023 probably. Diablo Immortal was developed in partnership with NetEase, right? So due to the game engine that NetEase has, they developed that game. Now, there was a big controversy over NetEase's game Crusader of Light that looked very similar to the Diablo Immortal setup. We know that Diablo Immortal skin is on it, but they feel that the overall programming and stuff was the same. A lot of players were upset about that. However, Blizzard came back and said that pretty much don't worry about it. We're in control of this game, even though it's in collaboration with NetEase. Now, guys, let's go ahead and let's get into some of the differences on Diablo 3 versus Diablo Immortal. And I myself have not played all of the series for the past 20 something years, you know, of Diablo. So I am in no way knowledge of every single class setup and everything. There are people like Maxroll and other people that have tremendous amount of guides and setups that have went through every scenario and still publishing. So those guys are a great help. But I started to download Diablo 3 and Diablo 2 Resurrected so that I could understand the game a little bit more. And here is what I've found so far is that Monk in Diablo 3 is amazing. Like, that guy is super fast. He's a very solo type class. He's very fast moving, has melee AoE damage. You know, he's just a really good, powerful setup in that. But I did notice that on the leaderboards and stuff that, you know, 2 players, they were kind of running like Demon Hunter Barb. 3 players were more like Monk with a Necro and a Barb. And then like 4 players kind of did the Monk, Necro, Demon Barb. And so, yeah, you know, the Doctor, the Crusader, some of those classes kind of, you know, fall off or whatever. But to me, I've got the overall gist that Monk was tremendously great in Diablo 3, and that, you know, if you wanted to, you know, expand, you really want to deal with like the wizard, necro type things, and then maybe throw in like a barb or a monk into it, you know, for like overall mutual classes and stuff like that. However, Diablo Immortal is kind of different, right? Diablo Immortal is really kind of leaning towards the barbarian, and the barbarian is super tough when it comes to PvP and solo. I mean, this guy is like tremendously good, and the monk, he's okay, but he seems to be lower in the class setups, or the overall feeling is it's like not as you know, intense as the barbarian. But then when it comes to group efforts, you know, that's a different story. So like, when we're talking PvP or we're talking, you know, attacking solo, you know, the barb is great. But when we're talking about like grinding away at like challenge rifts, dungeons, you know, raids, etc., like the grindiness of the game, you know, Demon Hunter really shines in this aspect, and not so much in the PvP or solo type. Not saying you can't get the perfect setup, but you know, Demon Hunter is more like a grindy type thing, and definitely the barb is more like a PvP fighting type style. And so that's kind of different from Diablo 3. And so I was trying to fill out, you know, by playing Diablo 3, what I thought would be the best class setup. And I don't feel like Diablo Immortal was programmed that same way. Now, Diablo Immortal is, you know, going to be a very pay to win. So like, you know, there's going to be a store and many other things where you can get, you know, legendary gems and crests, and, you know, you're going to have a little, I'm not going to say a little, it's a lot different of a setup to be able to go towards, because even if you have a different class, but you have legendary gems and crazy stats, you're going to kick anybody's butt. It doesn't matter. Even if they cap the Paragon level inside of your server, it's still going to be insane. So we all know that. But in general, I did wonder why they decided in Diablo 3 as opposed to Diablo Immortal, why they decided to kind of venture off a little bit. But if you want to be unique and you want to have a mobile game and you want it to be a little bit different, but on the same storyline, I guess this will be fresh for a lot of people, and they'll know the Diablo series only by Diablo Immortal and maybe never play the other games. So anyway, that's my take on the differences in the class setup between Diablo 3 and Diablo Immortal. If you guys enjoyed the content, give it a thumbs up. If you guys would, hit that subscribe button and leave a comment down. Till next time, guys. Peace.